Unapproachable Makeup. You guys knew this was coming. This is like the makeup I'm honestly most familiar with, so it's time. Unapproachable Makeup obviously means flawless blurred skin, so I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Blurring Pore Primer. I love this primer because it doesn't have that weird feel that most blurring primers do. It's soft, it's hydrating, and you can't see my pores when I use this, so obviously this is my first choice. Lately I've been using a brow pen, but I'm using this eyeshadow palette from Juvia's Place. It's junky, I know, but I just spray it with a setting spray and sort of use it as like a wet powder. This is what I use when I want strong brows. None of that natural looking stuff. Like, I want the sharp 2016 brows. I want my brows to look like a filter made them. So yeah, I just spray some setting spray onto the powder. You can also just use regular eyeshadow for this, and I'm just literally making a new eyebrow with an eyebrow brush. You could also use water if you don't want to use setting spray, but I'm dramatic, so yeah. Then I'm finishing them off using the Got2b eyebrow gel. This is my favorite eyebrow gel. It makes my eyebrow hairs rock hard. If you haven't bought this and you have stubborn eyebrow hairs, please go get this. And I just run it through my eyebrow hairs and then comb it up and sort of like flatten them out at the top. That's it. Like, that's all I'm doing. We are carving our eyebrows, okay? Unapproachable makeup does not happen without carving out your eyebrows. Please carve your eyebrows. I have upgraded from carving my eyebrows with concealer to using foundation. I am an avid new lover of the NARS Radiant Foundation. I use the shade Aruba and I love it. This is what I'm using to carve out my eyebrow hairs today. This is just a 10 out of 10 product. If you're a black girl or a brown girl, you need to be using NARS products. Like, come on. I'm not rushing this. I'm taking my time because your eyebrows frame your face. If you have softer, rounder eyebrows, now's the time to make them a little bit more arched, okay? This is unapproachable makeup. You're supposed to look slightly angry in a very hot way, if that makes sense. So yeah, like, just make yourself not look like how you usually do. Like, this is a serious look. I just roughly blend that out and then go in with the same foundation for the rest of my face. I did want my skin to be a little bit more warm, so I'm going in with this Juvia's Place skin enhancer. I have no idea what the shade is, so I'll put it on the screen. I just mixed this in, so I turn my foundation a little bit more bronzier, if that makes sense. And it also gives a little bit of a glowy effect. That's unnecessary, but just what I'm doing. I'm using this e.l.f. Dense Foundation brush. I love it so much. And I'm blending my foundation out. Not really much to explain, but if I need to add in more foundation, I will do that. I'm pretty sure I did that off screen. I don't want to see a pimple. I don't want to see hyperpigmentation. I don't want to see acne scars, nothing, okay? My face needs to be a blank canvas. Next, concealer. I'm going in with a brightening full coverage concealer. Didn't say this before, but I was using a full coverage foundation. Most of the products you should be using for this look should be full coverage, if that wasn't obvious enough. This is the shade Sand. It's brightening, it's thick, it's creamy, and I am, like, look at the way I'm putting this on. I'm not messing around. I want a strong, bright under eye, okay? I want the high points of my face to be bright. I don't want a low contrast, low intensity makeup look. This is not the time for 2 dots of concealer, okay? Yeah, that's pretty much it for the concealer part. I am also half blending it. This is something I've been doing lately. If I have concealer or my contour on, I like to just sort of take a small brush and just sort of half blend it and then let it sit for a bit, go in with a bigger brush, and then blend out the rest. This way it doesn't become frustrating, especially when you're using a lot of product like this. Yeah, so I'm using a brush just to sort of blend out any of the edges, and then I'll go in with a beauty blender. I like these little thin, like, tapered double-sided beauty blenders from e.l.f. They are amazing. Like, they're so underrated. If you haven't gotten this, you should get it. It's only a few dollars. So for contour, I wanted to use the new e.l.f. bronzer contour liquid thingies, but I couldn't find it. So this is what I usually do. This is the Walnut Quick Fix Concealer Stick from NYX. It's my favorite shade. And because it's a bit hard to blend, I thin it out with that same Juvia's Place little skin enhancer. It lightens up the shade a bit, so I do go back in with more of the NYX Walnut Stick. But this is just like my combo for contouring. It might be for you, it might not be. Just going with your favorite contour and going with loads of it. I am purposely going for more of a contoured effect, just to chisel my face out. We all know by now I have a chubby face. I have chubby cheeks and I've gained weight, so I'm chiseling the hell out of my fucking cheeks. And I'm doing that same half blending trick with just like blending it out a little bit and then just taking a clean brush to finish blending out the rest of it. This is like such a goated technique because it just makes your makeup routine foolproof. So yeah, I'm just blending out everything and then going back and re-blending out everything. So everything looks super flawless. I forgot who told me this trick, but it's always stuck with me for like the past 10 years. When you think you're done blending, blend some more. I don't know who said that, but that's literally always stuck with me. So if I think I'm done blending, I just always blend more. And a lot of you have asked me, like, where do I get my brushes from? Most of my brushes are from either Shein, like those little random brush sets for like $3, or they're from e.l.f. I maybe have 1 or 2 professional brushes that were sent to me, but I rarely use them. Most of my brushes are from Shein or e.l.f. Okay, so now setting. I have this giant Huda Beauty powder puff. Not important, but just thought I'd show that in there. I'm using the Huda Beauty setting powder. This is the best setting powder in the market, if not kimchi. I'm using banana bread and I am baking today. Okay, I'm not like just taking a little bit of powder and putting it underneath my eyes. I am carving out my facial features. I am using this powder to my advantage. I want to look like a different person by the end of this makeup. This is one of the best powders on the market. Also too, using Huda Beauty's loose setting powder with the Born This Way concealer, best combo. That is if you want flawless under eyes, use those 2 things. And I don't wipe away any of the baking powder. I just keep pressing it in until it disappears. And I just put that wherever I put any bright concealer. I'll use a different powder for the rest of my face. Usually I just go in with just a loose powder, but today I'm going to go in with a powder foundation first. I just want full coverage. You know what I mean? Like I just want maximum coverage, maximum flawlessness. So I'm going in with a light amount of my foundation powder before I go in with a loose powder. And for some reason, I didn't film me doing that part, but I used the Juvia's Place loose setting powder in the shade Cookie Dough and just pressed that in on the remainder of my face. To set, I'm using the Carsland Soft Focus, what is it called? It's like a powder, liquid powder they're calling it, and it's supposed to set your face like a powder. So I just do that to set my face. So eyes, I keep this super short and sweet because nobody wants to spend forever doing their eye makeup. You know what I mean? This is the LA Girl Ultimate Eyeliner. I think it's like $3, but it's so good. And I'm just using the black one and I'm just putting that in my waterline. I don't like to spend forever on my eyes, but I want it to look like I do. So I use that. Then I have this super tiny brush and this little brown eyeshadow palette. And I just go in with whatever brown I'm feeling that day. If I want it to not look too smoky, I use a lighter brown. If I want it to look super smoky, I use a darker brown. And I just smudge that where, below where I put my eyeliner. Always and forever gonna use the Essence mascaras. I don't care, okay? They're amazing. I'm going in with tons of bottom mascara and I even put a little bit of it on my eyelash clusters. And then I went back in with more eyeliner until I felt that my eyes were striking enough. That's literally it. And yeah, I just kept going back to add more until I felt like my eyes looked smoky enough. This bronzer that I use from Black Radiance is so underrated. Okay, I will keep screaming that from the rooftops. And this is their press powder in the shade Bronze Glow. I'm using that to contour, and I think I also put it a little bit in my crease too. Yeah, wherever I put my contour, I'm just setting my contour with that. If you see my videos, you know that I don't use bronzer. I use this little golden quad from Juvia's Place. They are eyeshadows, but they work as bronzers for me. And then I use another eyeshadow palette as blush. Even though they make blushes, I just love the colors in this palette. I used it in my original makeup tutorial video from like a year ago, and I'll constantly be repurchasing those products forever. Is this really unapproachable makeup if we're not drawing beauty marks on our faces? Like, come on. This e.l.f. eyebrow pen that I usually use for my brows is what I'm using to do this today. So now we're gonna do a pretty neutral lip. I feel like this is just completely unapproachable makeup coated. I talked about the specific liquid lipstick in my last video, so if you haven't watched that, go watch that one. And this is NYX's liquid lipstick. I believe it's called Going Desnuda. It's my favorite shade. I'm just putting it on and then smudging it out for like that cool tone lip liner look. Kind of going for like Stone from MAC, that kind of vibe. For lip gloss, I'm going to use Madeline from NYX's Butter Gloss line, and then I'm going to use 01 Baby Rose from Essence's lip gloss line. Madeline, it's kind of like this just neutral brown pink, kind of nude a little bit, super cute. It goes really well with going Desnuda, and then I'm just sort of brightening my lips using the 01 Baby Rose gloss. All of these products are under $12, so I swear by them. Guys, that's literally it. Did I nail it? I already know some of you guys are gonna be like, it's giving JT. So this is the finished look. Is it giving unapproachable? I hope it is, because I think so. Guys, I love doing these like aesthetic makeup trend videos. I'm gonna keep doing them. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.